In this portion, I said I'd go over the interactions with Team 7 that Naruto has. Well, his standing with them, how he really treats them and sees them. Regularly, Naruto's pretty silent. Such as walking down the street and hears the villagers calling him a monster. But at this time, he's heard it so much that he doesn't really care. He sees his motivation. Because in his mind, once you're strong enough, no one will dare to make fun of you. So Naruto's on his way to train some more. He goes to a training area. This is where he sees a rare sight. He sees Lee and Guy sparring. But this isn't regular sparring. Lee has his weights off, and he even went third gate for a few seconds. Naruto's in awe. He knows that he might be able to react to those attacks, but his speed isn't at that level yet when Lee goes third gate. Then, the next flash, Lee opens the 4th and 5th gate and uses the Hidden Lotus against Mike Guy. Guy told Lee at this point to fight him like he was trying to kill him. So Lee went past his limits into the 5th gate. Naruto sees this, and he wonders how he can get this strong and this fast. Then he realizes Lee's weights. This isn't current day Naruto after the Wave arc. This is Naruto a year before he graduates. So he's been training with weights 3 times as heavy as Lee's, because he's just decided to go more and more. At this point, he's at weights 5 times heavier than Lee's, because he's continuously pushing himself, because he knows above all, a Kage must have strength, and that one day he might have to fight this Rock Lee person, and that he has to get strong enough to beat him. We get back to the current day, where Naruto's shopping for some new leg weights. He goes to the blacksmith to have them customly made. He uses a transformation jutsu, so he doesn't get flack from the blacksmith calling him a demon and not making his things. Instead of using the 5 times gear, he uses the 6 times gear after the Wave Saga, because he realizes that there's stronger shinobi out there other than inside the village, and that he needs to be as strong as possible to face off against them. After he pays for his order, the blacksmith tells him that it's going to be ready in 3 days. He calls Sakura and Sasuke to come train with him. Sakura calls him a demon and said that she'll never go anywhere with him. Naruto, playing to her fangirl retard side, tells her that Sasuke is going to be there. So she hurries up and goes to train with Naruto. Sasuke is already waiting for them because Naruto had called them earlier, and he knew that he needed Sasuke to be there if he wanted to train Sakura whatsoever. She's a fangirl, and she doesn't really care about getting stronger at this point inside the story, and she's more worried about Sasuke than actually being a ninja. Naruto in this What If is a way more serious ninja, more serious shinobi. He sees Sakura's attitude as unbecoming of a ninja, and he tells her right then and there, before they start the training, that she should just quit being a ninja if her resolve is so weak that all of her actions are dictated by her liking a single boy. Sakura gets angry at this and tries to punch Naruto. Naruto dodges this attack and puts a kunai to Sakura's throat, letting out a bit of killing intent. Sakura is turned white by this. She's terrified. Sasuke feels it a bit and jumps back. This time, the killing intent that Naruto released was only 5%. His killing intent's that way because he knows that to be a shinobi, he must be able to kill anyone at any time. He's been conditioning himself with this, going outside the village, sneaking outside the village whenever he could, and killing bandits, whatever else, to make Konoha a safer place to be around, so that the bandits aren't infesting the forest around Konoha. Coming back, Naruto has made actually quite a bit of money from this by robbing the dead bandits that he's killed, so money really isn't a problem. So he can. This actually correlates with him getting stronger, because with this money he's able to afford better training gear to help him get stronger. Naruto at this point is trying to get Sakura and Sasuke a bit stronger, so he doesn't have to protect them. Sasuke's getting cocky at this point. Even seeing Naruto's strength, he just can't believe it, and he wants to challenge Naruto. Naruto says to Sasuke that he isn't so pitiful as the bully and ant. This makes Sasuke angry. Sasuke actually still unlocked his one tome Sharingan during the Waves arc. He thinks with the Sharingan that he won't lose to Naruto. Naruto sees how cocky Sasuke getting because he obtained the Sharingan, and he says, "Sasuke, attack me." Sasuke attacks Naruto, but Naruto dodges this attack with such ease that it's actually kind of pitiful on Sasuke's part. He grabs Sasuke's arm, and he actually dislocates it, making Sasuke growl in pain. Sakura gets angry at this, and she starts yelling at Naruto, calling him a monster, that he do this to his own teammate. Naruto grabs one of his kunai, throws it near Sakura's head, cutting her cheek. And he tells her that being a ninja isn't for children, and she shouldn't treat it like a game, that a ninja should be ready to die at any moment. Sakura's quiet after this, and Naruto also says being a ninja isn't for the arrogant. The arrogant ninjas always die first. Sasuke, he doesn't care about this comment. He's just angry that Naruto hurt him, so he's not really seeing through this. And Naruto doesn't personally train him. He gives them some pointers to train on their own. Well, he gives Sasuke some pointers to train on her own, because Sasuke, at this point, seeing the difference between him and Naruto, wants to get stronger to beat Naruto. This isn't like a friendly spar. He wants to hurt Naruto for dislocating his arm. Sakura, he just gives these pointers so she'll just get out of the way. He still isn't convinced that Sakura has what it takes to be a ninja, and he's just giving her some busy work to improve her stamina and speed. The main reason he wants to improve her speed is running away, because he realizes that she has no combat expertise whatsoever, and her moves are kind of blocky, unlike Naruto's, who's are graceful and refined. Even Sasuke's mediocre moves compared to Naruto are leagues above Sakura. So he gives Sakura this busy work. Sakura actually tries and actually trains some, because she realizes something, that Sasuke doesn't like weak people. So she trains as hard as she can, which isn't really, well, not really a lot, because she's terrible. I hate Sakura. A week later, Naruto brings them back to the training area. Sasuke's getting more and more cocky, because after this he's already learned the Phoenix Fire Jutsu from his clan library, and Sakura's ready to show off her new skill. Naruto summons a shadow clone and sits down and lets them fight the shadow clone. This shadow clone is not going serious whatsoever. At this point, it's just Naruto tells the Shadow Clone to just block and counter their attacks without attacking on his own, because that'd be overkill in his opinion. Sasuke attacks first because of his cockiness, and he comes at the Shadow Clone with everything he has. The Shadow Clone is starting to get a little bit pressured, not a lot, because it wouldn't be pressured like this if it was given the chance to attack instead of just defending and countering. Sasuke speeds behind the Shadow Clone, or so he thinks, to attack it, because he caught it off guard. The Shadow Clone easily dodges this and counters it, kicking Sasuke, who's able to block it, moving it back some. Sakura, seeing this chance, throws some shuriken and kunai at him. The Shadow Clone, without even looking in that direction, just picks up his sword and deflects all of them. Sasuke's in awe that even after all this training and all this pushing himself he did just to be able to land a scratch on Naruto, he's not able to touch him whatsoever. The reason this is because Naruto, if you actually do remember reading and watching Naruto's actually a genius. It's just inside the original he was unmotivated and he couldn't really utilize his chakra properly because the Nine Tails was messing with his chakra. But inside this one he has way better chakra control. At this point, his chakra control is low to mid Jonin level, and his taijutsu skills with the weights on is low Jonin level, with weights off mid to high tier Jonin level. Let's put it like this: if you were to take his weights off against Kakashi, I wouldn't say Kakashi would win that fight unless he goes serious with all of his jutsu and Sharingan. And okay, back to the story. Naruto's Shadow Clone just thoroughly destroys both of them without any real issue, really. Naruto's actually kind of surprised at Sasuke because he expected the last surviving Uchiha to be powerful, because the Uchiha is known to be the most powerful clan inside Konoha. Naruto is just utterly disappointed at just how weak they are, and he gives them exercises to do to improve their training. He's not really worried about their skill too much. He just does this to get them out of his way during missions, to not end up dying when he decides to get into battle. Naruto already knows that creating multiple Shadow Clones to train is actually helping his training progression by a lot, but he's just got onto this idea after the Land of Wave arc, where actually when his Shadow Clone was taken out by Haku. Because if you remember what I said, Naruto's Shadow Clone deflected Haku's Senbon aimed at Sasuke, and it actually wasn't able to block all of them because let me click this thing up. He wasn't able to block all of them because he couldn't react fast enough, because by the time he got there, the Senbon were right about to hit Sasuke, and he blocked majority of them, but a couple of them made him poof. So Naruto felt this pain, and he experienced the same that the Shadow Clone experienced, and it gave him ideas to train on his own. So while he was training Sakura and Sasuke, he had dozens of Shadow Clones inside the woods practicing taijutsu and ninjutsu to help with his chakra control and refine his taijutsu. Okay, that's the end of this portion. You know what? I'm not going to end it here, actually. I'm gonna give you more Naruto interactions, even though this video is kind of dragging on a bit. We're gonna start off this part with Naruto at Ichiraku Ramen. Naruto in this what if still loves Ichiraku Ramen because it's the GOAT for a reason, honestly. And he's eating there. Ichiraku Ramen guy, he doesn't mess with Naruto because in the original he didn't have anything against Naruto. Naruto was just a customer to him, and he actually kind of liked Naruto a bit, even though all these people were calling him demon or whatever. Naruto was just eating there, and that's when this group of Chunin walk up to him and call him a demon and just start spouting off insults at him. He sees Sakura around the alley looking at Naruto, and she's smiling. She's thinking that Naruto's finally gonna get what he deserves from acting like an asshole and actually dislocating Sasuke's arm. Naruto just realized how redundant this is to have a group of fodder to try and hurt him. So Naruto's just ignoring this until one of the Chunin actually throws Naruto's bowl of ramen on the floor. Naruto just gets completely pissed and he beats the shit out of all of the Chunin, nearly killing them. And he says, you can talk all the trash you want about me, but never mess with my ramen. And Sakura's just completely shocked about this, because Naruto usually doesn't respond to insults or anything like this, but he just got completely angry over a bowl of ramen. Naruto uses body flicker to get behind Sakura, and he puts her inside a genjutsu, because Naruto's chakra control inside this one is incredibly good because he's been training for so long with it. He puts her inside a genjutsu. It's not like Tsukiyomi, but it has the same basic premise, but it's not as powerful as Tsukiyomi. Instead of putting her inside the genjutsu, experiencing it for days, it's only for about an hour, where he shows her inside the genjutsu, him killing her entire family over and over again. This causes Sakura to just be terrified of Naruto at this point, just not fuck with him anymore, and just be obedient like she should be. Okay, that's the end of this portion. For now, I'm gonna come back with another part as soon as I can get that out.